I did talk for this facility. I ended up talking to hard money lenders. And the hard money lenders are like essentially asset lending companies. They look at the asset as a whole, but they will only, they are asking for very high down payments. I mean, they're asking like 30 to 40%. And I talked to a couple of hard money lenders and they're like, yeah, you got to put 40% down. And I was like, 40%? Are you kidding me? Like, I could go out, I mean, that was like, 400 grand. It's like I could go out for $1 million and find a real income producing property where I only had to put 20% down and buy 2 of those. Why would I give you 400 grand? So for me personally, I'm not going to put 40% down on a deal and then have the interest rates like super high, because hard money lenders interest rates, he said I could do 40% down at 10% interest. And I was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't think it's worth it that much. Because then what happens is that interest rate like makes your mortgage so much higher, right? Then you have to, they have to pay that every single month. And I don't feel like being stressed out. See, the thing is that the stressful part of buying a mismanaged facility is not only finding the money. When you find the money, that's the easy part. And then the second stressful thing about mismanaged facilities is that it's, I mean, they're like a lot of work, right? Because you'll buy them typically at a discounted rate, and then you'll double, triple, quadruple the value of that property within like a couple of years. Okay. And that's why I love them. That's why I really love mismanaged facilities, because like the value add is just so high. But the truth is that it's a lot of work, because a mismanaged facility doesn't really have a lot of work in terms of like rehabbing or anything like that. But in terms of like maybe cleaning the property up a little bit if it needs, if there's trash everywhere or something like this, or maybe there's some like cars that are left over and you have to get rid of them or something like that. But the truth is really like getting the old, like the bad tenants out and the good tenants in, and really managing that property properly. And it just really is, it's work. It takes work to do that. It takes more work to handle a mismanaged facility, and particularly facilities that are 100 units, 50 to 200 units they will take more work than if you did buy a 50,000 income producing property, right? So just keep that in mind. It's just really keep that in mind. Now, mismanaged facilities, and honestly, the mismanaged facilities, because we come across a lot of facilities that are like we have one right now, it's like 25% full, and it's 220 units that we're trying to buy. And he wants $1 million for us, 220 units. Going to be worth like at least $2.5 to $3 million when we're done. But like to get it from 25% full to 90% full, it's going to take a lot of work to manage that, right? And so that's why, and like we come across these properties all the time. That's why I started the fund. Self-Storage Fund of America is to buy these $1 million to $3 million properties that are mismanaged facilities. Now, another thing with mismanaged facilities that I wanted to go over was that I've been seeing a lot, and I talked about this. It wasn't in the last session, but the session before, I talked about this. Our acquisitions team is noticing that there's a certain type of deal out there, which you guys have to keep your eyes and your ears open to. And it's considered a mismanaged facility, but it's producing income. These types of facilities are facilities that are making money, but they haven't raised their rates in years. All right. So we have one right now that we have under contract. It's making $150,000, but he hasn't raised his rates in 3 years. So he's at 73 cents a square foot, and he should be at $1.20 a square foot.